What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, The Haunting of Bly Manor, episode 5. That was a really heavy episode last time.
Oh my God.
We got the full backstory on what's going on with Danny and what's been following her around and what she's been not running from, even though she's
totally
clearly running from it. And it's a horrifying, sad, heartbreaking situation.
Like
around.
In so many deeper levels than just
her losing her fiance.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she had to hide who she truly was her whole life, and some of the comments let us know that this takes place in the 80s.
Oh.
So it's not as comfortable to come out back then it is now, obviously. Things were a little bit harsher,
I mean, even
a little
today,
meaner.
It's hard.
It's still very hard, yes. And I guess that's the primary reason why she was so afraid to come out back then.
I understand now.
Which makes a lot more sense. I didn't realize that was the time frame we were working. Maybe we should have known that, but didn't know that.
I feel like when you're out in the countryside, you can't really tell. I mean, because the styles are coming back right now with the mom jeans and the high waist
that's
and
true.
stuff. So I was like, oh, she's just on trend right now.
So it's good to know that that's the time period that we're dealing with, because it wasn't fully clear to us. It's our fault, I guess.
We should know. We were born in the 80s.
But the way it all played out, she had her moments. The wedding was getting close. They were at dinner. She's like, can we just pump the brakes a little bit, slow this down? And then he was like, oh, I thought you were going to say you didn't want to marry me. And then she hit him with the truth. And while they were in the car, they got into an argument, got out of the car, got friggin' plowed.
I mean, it needed to be said, but
it's just, timing is everything. I don't know if that was the right moment for all of that, but it probably should have happened before. But again, it's a hard thing because you're going to shatter your best friend.
Regardless.
Like, it's got to be the most excruciating thing to ever have to tell someone that you love as much as, obviously she loves him, just didn't want to marry him.
In love with
him. And just to, the last thing you ever want to do is just shatter and break the heart of your best friend.
Well,
and that's what she was carrying.
I had a thing with him. 3 years. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. You either want to go all the way or we're going to stop now, because I want to get married. I want to have children. This is my life plan.
And it sounded good to me.
If you're not on board with that, you gotta go, buddy.
I was obviously on board.
But you knew ahead of time. This is what I want. If you don't want it, I gotta go. I feel bad for him because.
Oh,
I also feel really bad for her. She's, she wants to be her true self, but she's scared.
Yeah.
But also, you're wasting his time.
Just the fact.
He could have been out. He could have already been married to somebody.
Yeah, the fact that this obviously played out since they were children.
Yeah.
And it just kept going. And yeah, I feel bad for everyone involved. The family, her, him. But overall, that whole situation was just absolutely horrible and just an absolute mess for everyone involved.
But I mean, I feel extra bad for her because that's a lot to hold it.
It is.
He doesn't know that all this stuff, and I feel like you should know. I don't know, man. Maybe she hit it really well.
Yeah, I mean, they were best friends. Were they really, though? If
you're hiding your true self, are you really?
It's a really tough situation. And now in the present of the show, we see that he is following her. He is haunting her. And it's essentially every time she tries to let go of him and move on, specifically with Jamie, where you'll see a moment where she looks over at her shoulder, smiles, he's there. There's been times where he was grabbing around her waist. She went to kiss her, and then he was there.
But my question
is, it's her guilt for sure.
I was gonna say, is this in her head? This is her guilt bringing him forward,
100%.
Or is he actually haunting her?
I think it's 100% her guilt, because she's running away from it. She won't, she obviously feels responsible, because even the way she told the story, she was like, we broke up and then immediately it happened. She is definitely holding that blame.
Yeah.
For sure. and she's holding that guilt. And I don't know if Jamie's going to be
patient
her,
with that.
like not even on her side. I don't know if Jamie's going to be her finally like ability to close the door on that chapter of her life and actually move on, and maybe he could go rest in peace and just stop showing up and haunting her. But I don't know, that's a horrifying feeling, just to constantly see that person there when you're feeling the guilt. And whether he blames her or not, like, obviously we don't know. And I don't know if we're going to hear from the ghost that is currently haunting her, but there might be a sense of, I blame you for me dying.
Yeah.
And she's probably also holding on to her own guilt about feeling responsible for his death and the whole situation.
So at the end of the episode, when she's sitting there with the bottle and she's like, it's just you and me.
I mean,
do you think she's going to come to terms with this?
Just not ever love anyone else ever again?
Well, no. Or is it just like, we're going to figure this out and I'm going to get over this so I can move on with my life?
Yeah, I hope it's that.
Or is it literally just you and me?
Because that would be really depressing if she can no longer love if she can't move on from him and is forever just haunted by the guilt of what happened and just never loves or has another personal relationship with anyone.
She needs some therapy.
That would be really, really sad.
She needs some really good therapy.
Yeah, and obviously there's still a whole lot going on within the house itself, because the children each had very specific kind of creepy, like, what the fuck's going on moments. Miles snapped at dinner wanting a glass of wine and just like slammed the table. He got sent to his room. Like, we keep talking about this idea of something being in him that isn't him. Some kind of, like, I don't know.
You think Peter's in him?
I don't know, but we did see him
because
again.
That outburst at dinner.
I mean, they mentioned his name at dinner. I don't know. There's clearly something going on with him, because we've seen him snap out of episodes of something. We've seen him faint a couple times. I don't know. I mean, the kid's been through so much trauma that no child should ever have to deal with.
And we don't know if Peter's dead yet.
We don't know if he's dead yet, because Danny did see him again walking on the outside of the house. So I don't know. But this kid, he's very interesting, because I want to see what he's dealing with. I'm very interested to see where his character is going and what is actually going on with him. And then his sister, Flora, she's got this like live action dollhouse thing that's going on, where doors open on its own, like dolls move around. She could see like, oh, you're not in bed, and goes and like gets Danny, and like there's a figure walking around in the background. Like the kids are clearly protecting her from something. And I feel like that was her mother walking around in the background. Maybe someone else. Who knows? But like,
I feel like that house is full of more ghosts than people.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But this show is insane. It is emotional. It just, every episode gets cranked up a little bit. You ready to jump into this one?
Yeah.
Let's go.
The housekeeper knew, more than most, that deep experience was never peaceful. And because she knew this ever since she'd first called Bly home, she would always find her way back to peace within her daily routine. And it had always worked. Always.
We can't count on the past. That's what I learned taking care of Mum.
Are we going to get a Hannah episode now?
I hope so.
I mean, we think we have it trapped in our memories, but memories fade, or they're wrong. Any of us could die at any moment.
Okay, slow
Or
down.
we could forget our entire lives, which is like dying. So then, think about it. We can't count on our future either.
That's true.
You spend a lot of time caring for other people.
It's true.
If we could just take that responsibility and put it down for a minute. I mean, I can. Fuck it. I'm sorry to say it. It's a bit of a relief.
Aww. That's sad.
I'm untethered now, whether I like it or not. Maybe I'll go back to Paris.
Couldn't you?
And you know,
You could come with me.
you could too.
Yeah!
Get out of that house, Hannah. Get out.
What would I do in Paris?
Croissants and drink good wine and live, Hannah. Live.
Yeah. Get out of that fucking house. Take the kids with you.
While we still can.
These two are great together.
I'll call you later.
God, good for you.
Are you Hannah?
Oh.
Owen Trauma.
Scared the shit out of me.
So nice to meet you.
Right, yes. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated today. Right, yes, but I'm all set. Hannah Grose, it's a pleasure, please do.
Yeah, she's always on edge and nervous and...
Fidgety.
You studied in Paris.
I worked in a restaurant in Marais. I'm looking at this as an opportunity to hone my skills. In Paris, I was a sous chef, which means they only let me chop vegetables. Here, I'll be putting everything together myself. It'll be a great learning experience.
This is my home, and I take great pride in it. We need a cook who intends to stay on for a while.
Yesterday, my mother thought it was 1962 and that I was my grandfather.
Oh, dear.
I won't go running off. I promise you that.
Whoa.
Mrs. Grose? The Wingrows are here.
So, has she been fidgety even before they passed? She seems so uncomfortable even now.
How are things?
Oh, well, you know, same as always, Mum.
Mrs. Grose, lovely to be back.
Oh, lovely to have you back, sir. You'll bring those in directly, will you?
Immediately.
What happened there?
Yeah.
What was that about?
Like, they've had issues way before. What the hell?
What is happening? Why is she so sad?
Is Sam coming to get you?
Yeah.
Is he all right?
Apparently he is. Apparently he's just fine. Somehow, him and whoever she is there.
He left her?
You can stay here, you know, for as long as you like. Forever if you need to. Come, let's have a drink.
She's kind of was just left with nothing?
God, that's brutal.
Oh my god. Dude, you little shit.
Stop it!
Miles, you stop that this instant.
Don't ever do that again, do you hear me? Or I will beat the living shite out of you. I will fucking end you.
You little shit.
Look at you, all flushed. You're pretty when you blush.
He was a shit before the parents passed? You little shit.
Well, he was a prankster.
No, he's being a shit. What? Oh my god.
The fuck was that? There's the crack. It's the biggest one we've seen yet.
It scared me.
Henry might be too much of a mess to notice what you're up to.
And what am I up to?
No, you're taking things that aren't yours.
Get him, Hannah, get him.
I'll have the necklace, please.
Here. You should be nicer to me, Hannah.
Why?
I mean, one word from me and be thrown out here with nothing but your last week's wages.
This is my home, Peter Quint. You'll leave long before I do.
He clearly uses that threat a lot on her. Because we've seen that before.
Yeah, but he... Where's that at?
The fuck?
I'm looking at this as an opportunity to hone my skills.
What the hell?
As a sous chef, here great learning experience.
She's in and out of all types of things.
Haven't we already done this?
Yes, but we have to do it again.
Why?
You tell me.
What?
It's okay. Let's get back to it. In Paris, I was a sous chef, which means they only let you cut vegetables.
What the fuck?
Here I'll be putting everything together myself. It'll be a great learning experience. Miles, tell me more about him.
No, he hasn't been the same since his parents died.
Is he ever cruel?
And he would never do anything to
Hurt you? Whatever would make you say that?
I don't know, he was.
Okay, okay, he wouldn't hurt you.
What is happening?
Miles Dominic Wingate!
What do you think you're doing? Look, I know you, Miss Peter. And if you want to keep his lighter, that's okay with me. It cannot, under any circumstances, be smoking. Or do you want to die a horrible choking death?
Oh, Hannah, honestly.
Miles?
The way he is like Peter said that shit to her.
Miles, we're not finished here.
This is a bizarre ass episode.
This is fucking weird.
Oh, I lit it for you. I hope you don't mind. That's for Sam. He may not be dead, but nobody's perfect, are they?
Wow.
What would you say to making your position live in?
I'd have to sell my house.
Well, precisely. We would compensate you accordingly, of course.
But Sam,
We light that candle for him, don't we?
because Sam is gone. He's just going for a phase. And he'll be back. He will.
Why would you want him back?
He will be back. I still love him.
Oh,
God help me, I do. And what he did was horrible.
Yes, it was.
I used to be a daddy's girl.
What?
Until, of course, I grew up and I wasn't anymore. I was a woman with my own opinions, desires, and aspirations, and my father didn't much encourage those. As far as he was concerned, my dreams were far out of my reach, and he felt I needed to be reminded of that constantly.
wow.
It's tough.
I've never met anyone like him. I know he's not perfect.
More than that, though, isn't it? He scares the shit out of me.
You don't know him, Hannah, you don't.
Neither do you.
He scares me too,
That's not good.
in the best way.
How is being scared of someone good?
Scary at times, but for the first time in my life, that little voice in my head saying I'm not good enough has disappeared. And I've never felt so alive.
This is terrifying.
You worry too much, okay? I've been with men like him before.
No, that's not true. You told me yourself. You told me you never met anyone like him before. And you don't get to have it both ways.
Hannah, honestly.
Rebecca!
I'm sorry I mentioned it.
Why is everyone Hannah honestly?
What the fuck?
Let me get your opinion, Rebecca.
This is so fucking weird.
The old gardener bought him these glue traps and tile about coated in glue. No violence. That's what he said.
That's terrible.
No violence. A few days later, I come across one of these traps and there's something in it. And I pick it up, I look at it. It was a leg. Bloody mouse leg. Poor mouse was a few feet away. It chewed its own leg off to escape the trap.
Oh.
That man is a glue trap. And when Rebecca realises that she won't come out whole, she'll think she's okay. Till she realises she's stuck.
Damn.
I mean, that was a really good
I'm
analogy.
looking at this as an opportunity to hone my skills.
We need a cook who intends to stay on for a while.
Oh, but when the time comes, I won't go running off. I'll be stuck in this glue trap of a town just like everyone else.
What the fuck is that?
We talked about that once.
Not yet, we haven't. But I thought about it for weeks after we did. Thought about what that must feel like, realizing that we may be stuck forever. Do you think a mouse is capable of that kind of realization? Does a mouse know when it's already over?
What the fuck?
Do we?
We?
People.
So are they stuck in that house like a glue trap?
Do we realize when we're in the glue? Or when the water around us is boiling? Or do we sit there saying this will be okay? I'm okay.
Denial!
Dude, what is happening?
I have to tell you something. I've never had anything in my life. I've never had love or safety until I found you.
Oh, this is the glue.
I'm doing something big for both of us. I need you to pack your bags and be ready to go tomorrow night.
What are you talking about? I can't just...
Please, just do that for me.
Was this when he steals all the money?
I feel like it.
Can you trust me?
And what, he never comes back?
Anyone. Just a few things for me to do. And then I'm coming back here for you, I promise. I love you.
Did Hannah kill this motherfucker?
This is one of my favorites. Because he's so much himself in this one before it went bad. I haven't seen you in this one before, though. What are you doing here? I think this is when it happened.
I'm so sorry, Miss.
Hannah!
What are you doing up?
You heard something. Something downstairs. In Flora's dollhouse. Well, something strange.
Going back to bed, both of you.
Isn't that what he wears when they were seeing him?
I think so.
Is Hannah alive?
I don't know.
I thought I said go back to bed.
There's the white dress.
Oh my god. Who is that? I don't think she has a face. These children have seen some things.
I thought I said go back to bed.
What the fuck is happening?
What's with the faces?
Is this a spirit or something?
It's the lady from the lake. Don't you remember?
Oh, he is dead.
Creepy little thing, that.
I've seen her before. The others, they say, stay away from her. She's coming back.
Oh shit, is that his body?
So she's the one leaving the footsteps.
Stop. Stop, let me go.
Oh my god.
Let me go! Let me go!
You bitch! Let me go!
Peter is in Miles.
Did he just put him in with that
by
grab?
touching him.
Oh shit. What the actual fuck? Dude, who is this bitch? Why is she so angry?
Is she like the protector of the family?
Wow. Why does that look like the mom?
It doesn't though.
No?
Well, no. Maybe. I mean, because at this, I'm trying to. The timeline is real wild. Oh, bitch!
Shit.
I'm looking at this as an opportunity.
Oh my god.
So the mom,
Is that her?
because they had already passed on at this point, because that's why Rebecca comes on.
You tell me. We've been doing this since it happened, haven't we? One more time. You are Hannah Grose. The year is 1987. You're at Bly. Something is wrong with Miles.
So why, Miles?
You don't know when.
To leave well enough alone. For fuck's sake, woman! Why can't you just leave well enough alone? Nothing would make me happier. To be dragged off this fucking property, away from this god-awful trap.
You're dead.
It's such a shame that you had to go and follow us. It was going so well. Honestly, Hannah!
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Mrs. Grose? Mrs. Grose, I'm having the strangest dream.
Miles! She's here! She's here! And she's even prettier than I imagined!
Mrs. Rose is dead.
This is her!
And this must be Mrs. Grose.
Hi!
I'm so sorry. I was, goodness, I was miles away.
We can't count on the past.
Wait. Is he dead too?
Hannah Grose in Paris. You and me.
Yes, I will go to Paris with you.
Alcohol you later.
No, wait. Wait, please.
It's all good.
What the fuck?
Owen, wait! Wait!
Wait, so is it like they can only see Hannah when they're at the property?
You're Hannah Grose. The year's 1987. You're at Bly. You're Hannah Grose.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of timeline I need to go through because that was...
It jumped all over the place.
When she met Owen, the parents were still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 years...
That's when...
Rebecca comes. Peter and Rebecca are together. Peter gets dragged off by what I assume is the mother, Charlotte.
Woman. Oh,
woman in the lake.
I mean, yeah, they just called her the woman in the lake. She's the one in white.
Did Peter kill the parents?
I mean, we were told they were killed somewhere else, but I'm not buying that at this point.
Because why would she be at that house then if she wasn't... I feel like Peter killed them, and then Charlotte came back and killed Peter, and then now Peter is in Miles. Miles killed Hannah, and you can only see Hannah because she's at the property. What the fuck?
I mean, this is some insane shit.
There was so much back and forth.
But, like, not even that. Like, if Hannah's dead, how is Danny interacting with her?
How is Owen interacting? How is Jamie interacting?
Well,
they can only see her because they're at the property. As soon as they leave the property...
That's a powerful spirit.
But they were talking about, it's like a glue trap. You can never leave.
Which is why she keeps repeating what she's repeating. I'm Hannah Grose. It's 1987. Kids are 10 and 7 or whatever they are. 10 and 8.
And you're at Bly.
Yeah. That was the first episode where it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
But I kind of get it, I think. Hopefully I'm...
Is that why she's constantly in a daze? Is that why she's constantly, like, seeing the cracks?
The crack, because that's the last thing she saw before she died.
Is that why she's just constantly never in the moment? Because she's like a spirit watching everything play out and she's just kind of trying to figure it out?
I don't know.
The fact that they kept running that Owen interview over and over and over again was just like, what the fuck?
It's like, we've done this before. He's like, yeah, but we're going to do it again, so let's go.
Yeah. We knew something was up with Miles. That kid was not acting normal. The fact that Peter put himself into the kid, it's just like, fuck.
But now that makes sense why he's inappropriate with Danny. And why he's so creeptastic.
Yeah. And just...
But the children, I feel like, are trying to protect Danny. They locked her in the closet. Is that so that the woman in the lake doesn't drag her out?
Yeah.
Does the woman in the lake drag out Rebecca?
Yeah. I think that's what happens.
This is wild. A couple more episodes to go.
Yeah, and it's just... you heard the footsteps, so it's obviously the woman in the white dress who we are currently saying is the mama of the children. Charlotte, right? Charlotte's her name? Charlotte. And obviously they didn't die on their trip. I think that's pretty clear at this point. If we're wrong, we'll find out in the later episodes. Unless Peter did something to kill them on their trip.
Yeah.
Like, regardless, Peter definitely feels responsible because he had this big plan. And I feel like that was part of the big plan. That he was going to steal the necklace, steal a bunch of money, and
take Rebecca away.
And then why else would he need to flee to America?
Well, okay.
Besides just stealing, he probably killed some people.
Because they were already dead. And then he's stealing money to get Rebecca to go. Because he meets Rebecca, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's my girl.
And these are some really hyper-aggressive ghosts. The fact that they're grabbing you by the throat, killing you, and then dragging you into the lake. That's some fucked up shit. Dude, this show has, it's shifted. It is now in that...
Scary.
Yeah.
I mean, it was scary before.
It was
but it was
creepy.
More creepy.
Yeah, it was creepy.
This is scary.
Things are like, as things have picked up each episode, it's entered like a new realm of like, this is some horror shit now, where we've got this woman in a white dress dragging people to a lake. You've got a 10-year-old child who's been abducted by possessed by a really terrible person who's killing people. Shoved her down a well. This is like, what is Flora dealing with? Is she just seeing the dead spirits? Because she clearly had spoken and acknowledged Rebecca dead because of the hair thing.
Okay, but did we know if Flora is dead or not?
No. We don't know. What if everyone who's staying at the house is dead? Only the people who are leaving are alive. I don't know either. I don't know, because they've started screwing with timelines now to where it's starting to, they're telling the story kind of like in reverse almost, where they presented us a whole bunch of stuff, now they're filling gaps from the past. The fact that Hannah was living at the house, the children live at the house, I mean, and then Danny, I mean, obviously Danny is alive, I'm assuming at this point.
I don't know.
But I wouldn't
be obvious. I don't know, because Jamie, well, but they always leave.
Right. They always leave. Jamie and Owen always leave. The children are there. Mrs. Grose is there. And I think that's why they're protecting Danny. Is because
they want to keep her alive?
Yeah. I think. Maybe the children are alive. I don't know. Regardless, this is the first episode where they've planted a bunch of like question marks into my brain. I think you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. They've inserted a lot of question marks where it's like, all right, how the hell does this play out now? Like, what is going to happen? Where is this story going? Who's alive? Who's not alive? Like, do we even know that Mrs. Grose is dead officially? Like, was that just a vision?
I feel like no. I feel like that was that was it.
I mean, yes. That's where I'm 99.9% leaning. But now, with this show, I'm wondering if it's just all like some kind of mind thing going on. I don't know. This show has entered into a new realm in my brain. Yeah. So, but yeah, we're going to play with the fact that Hannah's dead, Peter's dead. We've got a lady in a white dress walking around who we're presuming is the mom. We've got two kids who we don't know if they're alive or dead yet.
And we haven't seen Rebecca's death.
No, we have not seen her death yet, but we've seen her at the lake.
That was fucking crazy right there. That was some scary shit.
We've seen her multiple times at the lake. So there's still obviously some gaps in the story that need to be told. But I am so excited and horrified to see where this story goes at this point.
Yes.
Yeah?
So good.
Do you have any other thoughts?
No.
All right, y'all. Leave your comments down below. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.